The epitaph is for Marina writ by wicked Dionysa. Reads the inscription on Marina's monument. The fairest, sweetest, and best lies here, who withered in her spring of year. She was of Tyre the king's daughter, on whom foul death hath made this slaughter. Marina was she called, and at her birth Thetis, being proud, swallowed some part o' the earth. Therefore the earth, fearing to be o'erflowed, hath Thetis, birthchild on the heavens bestowed. Wherefore she does, and swears she'll never stint, make raging battery upon shores of flint. No visor does become black villainy, so well as soft and tender flattery. Let Pericles believe his daughter's dead, and bear his courses to be ordered by Lady Fortune, while our scene must play his daughter's woe and heavy well-a-day. In her unholy service, patience then, and think you now are all in Mytilene. Scene 5, Mytilene, a street before the brothel. Enter from the brothel 2 gentlemen. First gentleman. Did you ever hear the like? Second gentleman. No, nor never shall do in such a place as this, she being once gone. First gentleman. But to have divinity preached there, did you ever dream of such a thing? Second gentleman. No, no, come, I am for no more bawdy houses, shall's go hear the vestals sing. First gentleman. I'll do anything now that is virtuous, but I am out of the road of rutting for ever. Scene 6, the same, a room in the brothel. Enter Pandar, bod and bolt. Pandar. Well, I had rather than twice the worth of her, she had ne'er come here. Bod. Fie, fie upon her, she's able to freeze the god Priapus and undo a whole generation. We must either get her ravished or be rid of her. When she should do for clients her fitment, and do me the kindness of our profession, she has me her quirks, her reasons, her master reasons, her prayers, her knees, that she would make a Puritan of the devil if he should cheapen a kiss of her. Boult. Faith, I must ravish her, or she'll disfurnish us of all our cavaliers, and make our swearers priests. Pandar. Now, the pox upon her green sickness for me. Bod. Faith, there's no way to be rid on't, but by the way to the pox. Here comes the Lord Lysimachus disguised. Boult. We should have both lord and loan, if the peevish baggage would but give way to customers. Enter Lysimachus. Lysimachus. How now, how a dozen of virginities. Bod. Now, the gods to bless your honor. Boult. I am glad to see your honor in good health. Lysimachus. You may so, 'tis the better for you that your resorters stand upon sound legs. How now, wholesome iniquity have you that a man may deal withal, and defy the surgeon. Bod. We have here one, sir, if she would, but there never came her like in Mytilene. Lysimachus. If she'd do the deed of darkness, thou wouldst say. Bod. Your honor knows what 'tis to say well enough. Lysimachus. Well, call forth, call forth. Boult. For flesh and blood, sir, white and red, you shall see a rose, and she were a rose indeed if she had but. Lysimachus. What prithee? Boult. Oh, sir, I can be modest. Lysimachus. That dignifies the renown of a bod, no less than it gives a good report to a number to be chaste. Bod. Here comes that which grows to the stalk, never plucked yet, I can assure you. Re-enter Bolt with Marina. Is she not a fair creature? Lysimachus. Faith, she would serve after a long voyage at sea. Well, there's for you, leave us. Bod. I beseech your honor, give me leave, a word, and I'll have done presently. Lysimachus. I beseech you do. Bod. First, I would have you note, this is an honorable man. Marina. I desire to find him so, that I may worthily note him. Bod. Next, he's the governor of this country, and a man whom I am bound to. Marina. If he govern the country, you are bound to him indeed, but how honorable he is in that, I know not. But, pray you, without any more virginal fencing, will you use him kindly? He will line your apron with gold. Marina. What he will do graciously, I will thankfully receive. Lysimachus. Ha you done. But, my lord, she's not paced yet, you must take some pains to work her to your manage. Come, we will leave his honor and her together, go thy ways. Exeunt bod, Pandar and Bolt. Lysimachus. Now pretty one, how long have you been at this trade? Marina. What trade, sir? Lysimachus. Why I cannot name't, but I shall offend. Marina. I cannot be offended with my trade, please you to name it. Lysimachus. How long have you been of this profession? Marina. E'er since I can remember. Lysimachus. Did you go taught so young? Were you a gamester at 5 or at 7? Marina. Earlier too, sir, if now I be one. Lysimachus. Why, the house you dwell in proclaims you to be a creature of sale. Marina. Do you know this house to be a place of such resort, and will come and taught? I hear say you are of honorable parts, and are the governor of this place. Lysimachus. Why, hath your principal made known unto you who I am? Marina. Who is my principal? Lysimachus. Why, your herb woman, she that sets seeds and roots of shame and iniquity. Oh, you have heard something of my power, and so stand aloof for more serious wooing. But I protest to thee, pretty one, my authority shall not see thee, or else look friendly upon thee. Come, bring me to some private place. Come, come. Marina. If you were born to honor, show it now. If put upon you, make the judgment good. That thought you worthy of it. Lysimachus. How's this, some more be sage. Marina. For me. That am a maid, though most ungentle fortune. Have placed me in this sty, where since I came, diseases have been sold dearer than physic. Oh, that the gods would set me free from this unhallowed place. Though they did change me to the meanest bird that flies the purer air. Lysimachus. I did not think thou couldst have spoke so well, ne'er dreamed thou couldst. Had I brought hither a corrupted mind, thy speech had altered it. Hold, here's gold for thee. Persevere in that clear way thou goest, and the gods strengthen thee. Marina. The good gods preserve you. Lysimachus. For me be you thoughten that I came with no ill intent, for to me the very doors and windows savor vilely. Fare thee well, thou art a piece of virtue, and I doubt not but thy training hath been noble. Hold, here's more gold for thee. A curse upon him, die he like a thief that robs thee of thy goodness, if thou dost. Hear from me, it shall be for thy good. Re-enter Bolt. Boult. I beseech your honor, one piece for me. Lysimachus. Avaunt, thou damned doorkeeper. Your house, but for this virgin that doth prop it, would sink and overwhelm you. Away. Boult. How's this? We must take another course with you. If your peevish chastity, which is not worth a breakfast in the cheapest country under the cope, shall undo a whole household, let me be gelded like a spaniel. Come your ways. Marina. Whither would you have me? Boult. I must have your maidenhead taken off, or the common hangman shall execute it. Come your ways. We'll have no more gentlemen driven away. Come your ways, I say. Re-enter Bod. Bod. How now, what's the matter? Boult. Worse and worse, mistress. She has here spoken holy words to the Lord Lysimachus. Bod. Oh's abominable. Boult. She makes our profession, as it were to stink afore the face of the gods. Bod. Mary, hang her up forever. Boult. The nobleman would have dealt with her like a nobleman, and she sent him away as cold as a snowball, saying his prayers too. Bod! Bolt, take her away, use her at thy pleasure, crack the glass of her virginity and make the rest malleable. Boult. And if she were a thornier piece of ground than she is, she shall be ploughed. Marina. Hark, hark, you gods. Bod! She conjures, away with her, would she had never come within my doors. Mary, hang you, she's born to undo us. Will you not go the way of womankind? Mary, come up, my dish of chastity with rosemary and bays. Boult. Come, mistress, come your way with me. Marina. Whither wilt thou have me? Boult. To take from you the jewel you hold so dear. Marina. Prithee, tell me one thing first. Boult. Come now, your one thing. Marina. What canst thou wish thine enemy to be? Boult. Why, I could wish him to be my master, or rather my mistress. Marina. Neither of these are so bad as thou art. Since they do better thee in their command. Thou hold'st ye a place, for which the pain'st fiend of hell would not in reputation change. Thou art the damned doorkeeper to every coistrel that comes inquiring for his tib, to the choleric fisting of every rogue. Thy ear is liable, thy food is such as hath been belched on by infected lungs. Boult. What would you have me do? Go to the wars, would you? Where a man may serve 7 years for the loss of a leg, and have not money enough in the end to buy him a wooden one. Marina. Do anything but this thou doest, empty old receptacles or common shores of filth. Serve by indenture to the common hangman. Any of these ways are yet better than this. For what thou professest, a baboon could he speak. Would own a name too dear, oh that the gods would safely deliver me from this place. Here's gold for thee. If that thy master would gain by me. Proclaim that I can sing, weave, sew, and dance. With other virtues, which I'll keep from boast. And I will undertake all these to teach. I doubt not but this populous city will yield many scholars. Boult. But can you teach all this you speak of? Marina. Prove that I cannot, take me home again. And prostitute me to the basest groom that doth frequent your house. Boult. Well, I will see what I can do for thee. If I can place thee, I will. Marina. But amongst honest women. Boult. Faith, my acquaintance lies little amongst them, but since my master and mistress have bought you, there's no going but by their consent. Therefore I will make them acquainted with your purpose, and I doubt not but I shall find them tractable enough. Come, I'll do for thee what I can, come your ways. Act 5. Enter Gower. Gower. Marina thus the brothel scapes and chances into an honest house, our story says. She sings like one immortal, and she dances as goddess-like to her admired lays. Deep clerks she dumbs, and with her kneel composes nature's own shape, of bud, bird, branch, or berry, that even her art sisters the natural roses. Her inkle, silk twin with the rubied cherry, that pupils lacks she none of noble race, who pour their bounty on her, and her gain she gives the cursed bawd, here we her place. And to her father turn our thoughts again. Where we left him on the sea, we there him lost. Whence, driven before the winds, he is arrived. Here where his daughter dwells, and on this coast. Suppose him now at anchor, the city strived God Neptune's annual feast to keep, from whence Lysimachus' Arterian ship espies. His banners sable, trimmed with rich expense, and to him in his barge with fervor hies. In your supposing, once more put your sight of heavy Pericles, think this his bark, where what is done in action, more if might, shall be discovered, please you, sit and hark. Scene 1. On board Pericles' ship off Mytilene, A close pavilion on deck with a curtain before it, Pericles within it, reclined on a couch, a barge lying beside the Tyrian vessel. Enter two sailors, one belonging to the Tyrian vessel, the other to the barge, to them Helicanus. Tyrian sailor. To the sailor of Mytilene. Where is Lord Helicanus? He can resolve you. Oh, here he is. Sir, there's a barge put off from Mytilene. And in it is Lysimachus the governor, who craves to come aboard. What is your will? Helicnus. That he have his, call up some gentlemen. Tyrian sailor. Ho, gentlemen, my lord calls. Enter 2 or 3 gentlemen. First gentleman. Doth your lordship call? Helicnus. Gentlemen, there is some of worth would come aboard. I pray ye, greet them fairly. The gentleman and the 2 sailors descend, and go on board the barge. Enter from thence Lysimachus and lords, with the gentleman and the 2 sailors. Tyrian sailor. Sir, this is the man that can, in aught you would, resolve you. Lysimachus. Hail, reverend sir, the gods preserve you. Helicnus. And you, sir, to outlive the age I am, and die as I would do. Lysimachus. You wish me well. Being on shore, honoring of Neptune's triumphs, seeing this goodly vessel ride before us, I made to it to know of whence you are. Helicnus. First, what is your place? Lysimachus. I am the governor of this place you lie before. Helicnus. Sir, our vessel is of Tyre, in it the king. A man who for this 3 months hath not spoken to anyone, nor taken sustenance, but to prorogue his grief. Lysimachus. Upon what ground is his distemperature? Helicnus. 'Twould be too tedious to repeat. But the main grief springs from the loss of a beloved daughter and a wife. Lysimachus. May we not see him? Helicnus. You may. But bootless is your sight, he will not speak to any. Lysimachus. Yet let me obtain my wish. Helicnus. Behold him. Pericles discovered. This was a goodly person, till the disaster that, one mortal night, drove him to this. Lysimachus. Sir King, all hail, the gods preserve you. Hail, royal sir. Helicnus. It is in vain, he will not speak to you. First Lord. Sir, we have a maid in Mytilene, I durst wager would win some words of him. Lysimachus. 'Tis well bethought. She questionless with her sweet harmony, and other chosen attractions, would allure, and make a battery through his deafened parts, which now are midway stopped. She is all happy as the fairest of all, and with her fellow maids is now upon the leafy shelter that abuts against the island's side. Whispers a lord, who goes off in the barge of Lysimachus. Helicnus. Sure all's effectless, yet nothing will omit. That bears recovery's name, but since your kindness we have stretched thus far, let us beseech you, that for our gold we may provision have, wherein we are not destitute for want, but weary for the staleness. Lysimachus. O sir, a courtesy, which if we should deny, the most just gods, for every graph would send a caterpillar, and so inflict our province. Yet once more, let me entreat to know at large the cause of your king's sorrow. Helicnus. Sit, sir, I will recount it to you. But see, I am prevented. Re-enter from the barge, lord with Marina and a young lady. Lysimachus. Oh, here is the lady that I sent for. Welcome, fair one. Is't not a goodly presence? Helicnus. She's a gallant lady. Lysimachus. She's such a one that, were I well assured, came of a gentle kind and noble stock, I'd wish no better choice, and think me rarely wed. Fair one, all goodness that consists in bounty, expect even here, whereas a kingly patient, if that thy prosperous and artificial feet can draw him but to answer thee in aught, thy sacred physic shall receive such pay as thy desires can wish. Marina. Sir, I will use my utmost skill in his recovery, provided that none but I and my companion maid be suffered to come near him. Lysimachus. Come, let us leave her, and the gods make her prosperous. Lysimachus. Marked he your music? Marina. No, nor looked on us. Lysimachus. See, she will speak to him. Marina. Hail, sir, my lord, lend ear. Pericles. Hum-hut. Marina. I am a maid, my lord, that ne'er before invited eyes, but have been gazed on like a comet, she speaks. My lord that may be hath endured a grief, might equal yours if both were justly weighed. Though wayward fortune did malign my state, my derivation was from ancestors who stood equivalent with mighty kings. But time hath rooted out my parentage, and to the world and awkward casualties bound me in servitude. I will desist, but there is something glows upon my cheek, and whispers in mine ear, go not till he speak. Pericles. My fortune's parentage, good parentage, to equal mine, was it not thus, what say you? Marina. I said, my lord, if you did know my parentage, you would not do me violence. Pericles. I do think so, pray you turn your eyes upon me. You are like something that, what countrywoman? Hear of these shores. Marina. No, nor of any shores. Yet I was mortally brought forth, and am no other than I appear. Pericles. I am great with woe, and shall deliver weeping. My dearest wife was like this maid, and such a one. My daughter might have been, my queen's square brows, her stature to an inch, as wand-like straight, as silver-voiced, her eyes as jewel-like, and cased as richly, in pace another Juno, who starves the ears she feeds, and makes them hungry, the more she gives them speech. Where do you live? Marina. Where I am but a stranger, from the deck you may discern the place. Pericles. Where were you bred? And how achieved you these endowments, which you make more rich to owe? Marina. If I should tell my history, it would seem like lies disdained in the reporting. Pericles. Prithee speak. Falseness cannot come from thee, for thou look'st modest as justice, and thou seem'st a palace. For the crown truth to dwell in, I will believe thee, and make my senses credit thy relation to points that seem impossible, for thou look'st like one I loved indeed. What were thy friends? Didst thou not say, when I did push thee back, which was when I perceived thee, that thou cam'st from good descending? Marina. So indeed I did. Pericles. Report thy parentage. I think thou saidst thou hadst been tossed from wrong to injury, and that thou thought'st thy griefs might equal mine, if both were opened. Marina. Some such thing. I said, and said no more but what my thoughts did warrant me was likely. Pericles. Tell thy story. If thine considered prove the 1,000th part of my endurance, thou art a man, and I have suffered like a girl, yet thou dost look like patience gazing on kings' graves and smiling. Extremity out of act, what were thy friends? How lost thou them? Thy name, my most kind virgin, recount, I do beseech thee. Come, sit by me. Marina. My name is Marina. Pericles. Oh, I am mocked. And thou by some incensed god sent hither, to make the world to laugh at me. Marina. Patience, good sir. Or here I'll cease. Pericles. Nay, I'll be patient. Thou little know'st how thou dost startle me, to call thyself Marina. Marina. The name was given me by one that had some power, my father and a king. Pericles. How a king's daughter, and called Marina. Marina. You said you would believe me, but not to be a troubler of your peace. I will end here. Pericles. But are you flesh and blood? Have you a working pulse, and are no fairy? Motion, well, speak on, where were you born? And wherefore called Marina? Marina. Called Marinas. For I was born at sea. Pericles. At sea, what mother? Marina. My mother was the daughter of a king, who died the minute I was born, as my good nurse Lycorida hath oft delivered weeping. Pericles. Oh, stop there a little, this is the rarest dream that e'er dull sleep did mock sad fools withal, this cannot be. My daughter buried, well, where were you bred? I'll hear you more, to the bottom of your story, and never interrupt you. Marina. You scorn, believe me, 'twere best I did give o'er. Pericles. I will believe you by the syllable of what you shall deliver, yet give me leave. How came you in these parts, where were you bred? Marina. The king my father did in Tarsus leave me, till cruel Cleon, with his wicked wife, did seek to murder me, and having wooed a villain to attempt it, who having drawn to dot, a crew of pirates came and rescued me, brought me to Mytilene, but good sir, whither will you have me? Why do you weep? It may be you think me an impostor. No, good faith, I am the daughter to King Pericles, if good King Pericles be. Pericles. Ho Helicanus. Enter Helicanus and Lysimachus. Helicnus. Calls my lord. Pericles. Thou art a grave and noble counselor, most wise in general, tell me if thou canst, what this maid is, or what is like to be, that thus hath made me weep. Helicnus. I know not. But here is the regent, sir, of Mytilene, speaks nobly of her. Lysimachus. She would never tell her parentage, being demanded that she would sit still and weep. Pericles. O Helicanus, strike me, honored sir. Give me a gash, put me to present pain, lest this great sea of joys rushing upon me o'erbear the shores of my mortality, and drown me with their sweetness. O come hither, thou that beget'st him that did thee beget, thou that wast born at sea, buried at Tarsus, and found at sea again, O Helicanus. Down on thy knees, thank the holy gods as loud as thunder threatens us. This is Marina. What was thy mother's name? Tell me but that, for truth can never be confirmed enough, though doubts did ever sleep. Marina. First, sir, I pray, what is your title? Pericles. I am Pericles of Tyre, but tell me now my drowned queen's name, as in the rest you said. Thou hast been godlike perfect, the heir of kingdoms and another life, to Pericles thy father. Marina. Is it no more to be your daughter then? To say my mother's name was Thaisa. Thaisa was my mother, who did end the minute I began. Pericles. Now blessing on thee, rise, thou art my child. Give me fresh garments, mine own Helicanus. She is not dead at Tarsus, as she should have been. By savage Cleon, she shall tell thee all, when thou shalt kneel, and justify in knowledge. She is thy very princess, Who is this? Helicnus. Sir, 'tis the governor of Mytilene, who, hearing of your melancholy state, did come to see you. Pericles, I embrace you. Give me my robes, I am wild in my beholding. O heavens bless my girl, but hark what music. Tell Helicnus my Marina, tell him. O'er point by point, for yet he seems to doubt. How sure you are my daughter, but what music? Helicnus. My lord, I hear none. Pericles. None. The music of the spheres, list my Marina. Lysimachus. It is not good to cross him, give him way. Pericles. Rarest sounds, do ye not hear? Lysimachus. Music, my lord, I hear. Pericles. Most heavenly music. It nips me unto listening, and thick slumber hangs upon mine eyes, let me rest. Lysimachus. A pillow for his head. So leave him all, well my companion friends. If this but answer to my just belief, I'll well remember you. Exeunt all but Pericles. Diana appears to Pericles as in a vision. Chapter 501, Anna. My temple stands in Ephesus, hie thee thither, and do upon mine altar sacrifice. There, when my maiden priests are met together, before the people all, reveal how thou at sea didst lose thy wife, to mourn thy crosses with thy daughter's call, and give them repetition to the life. Or perform my bidding, or thou livest in woe. Do it and happy, by my silver bow. Awake and tell thy dream. Pericles. Celestial Diane, goddess Argentine. I will obey thee, Helicnus. Re-enter Helicnus, Lysimachus and Marina. Helicnus. Sir. Pericles. My purpose was for Tarsus, there to strike the inhospitable Cleon, but I am for other service first, toward Ephesus. Turn our blown sails, eftsoons I'll tell thee why. Shall we refresh us, sir, upon your shore, and give you gold for such provision as our intents will need? Lysimachus. Sir, with all my heart. And when you come ashore, I have another suit. Pericles. You shall prevail, were it to woo my daughter, for it seems you have been noble towards her. Lysimachus. Sir, lend me your arm. Pericles. Come, my Marina. Scene 2. Enter Gower before the temple of Diana at Ephesus. Gower. Now our sands are almost run. More a little, and then dumb. This my last boon give me, for such kindness must relieve me, that you aptly will suppose. What pageantry, what feats, what shows, what minstrelsy and pretty din, the regent made in Mytilene, to greet the king, so he thrived, that he is promised to be wived to fair Marina, but in no wise, till he had done his sacrifice. As Diane bade, whereto being bound, the interim pray you all confound. In feathered briefness sails are filled, and wishes fall out as they're willed. At Ephesus the temple see our king and all his company. That he can hither come so soon is by your fancy's thankful doom. Scene 3. The temple of Diana at Ephesus, Thaisa standing near the altar as high priestess, a number of virgins on each side, Serene and other inhabitants of Ephesus attending. Enter Pericles with his train, Lysimachus, Helicnus, Marina, and a lady. Pericles. Hail, Diane, to perform thy just command. I here confess myself the king of Tyre, who, frighted from my country, did what? At Pentapolis the fair Thaisa. At sea in childbed died she, but brought forth a maid child called Marina, whom, O goddess, wears yet thy silver livery. She at Tarsus was nursed with Cleon, who at 14 years he sought to murder, but her better stars brought her to Mytilene, gainst whose shore, riding, her fortunes brought the maid aboard us. Where by her own most clear remembrance, she made known herself my daughter. Thaisa. Voice and favor. You are, O royal Pericles. Pericles. What means the nun, she dies, help gentlemen. Serene. Noble sir. If you have told Diana's altar true, this is your wife. Pericles. Reverend appearer, no. I threw her overboard with these very arms. Serene. Upon this coast, I warrant you. Pericles. 'Tis most certain. Serene. Look to the lady, oh she's but o'erjoyed. Early in blustering morn this lady was. Thrown upon the shore, I oped the coffin. Found there rich jewels, recovered her and placed her here in Diana's temple. Pericles. May we see them? Serene. Great sir, they shall be brought you to my house. Whither I invite you, look, Thaisa is recovered. Thaisa. Oh, let me look. If he be none of mine, my sanctity will to my sense bend, no licentious ear. But curb it, spite of seeing, O my lord. Are you not Pericles, like him you spake? Like him you are, did you not name a tempest? A birth and death. Pericles. The voice of dead Thaisa. Thaisa. That Thaisa am I, supposed dead. And drowned. Pericles. Immortal Diane. Thaisa. Now I know you better. When we with tears parted Pentapolis, the king my father gave you such a ring. Pericles. This, no more you gods, your present kindness makes my past misery sports, you shall do well. That on the touching of her lips I may melt and no more be seen, oh come be buried a second time within these arms. Marina. My heart leaps to be gone into my mother's bosom. Kneels to Thaisa. Pericles. Look who kneels here, flesh of thy flesh, Thaisa. Thy burden at the sea, and called Marina. For she was yielded there. Thaisa. Blessed and mine own. Helicnus. Hail, madam and my queen. Thaisa. I know you not. Pericles. You have heard me say, when I did fly from Tyre, I left behind an ancient substitute. Can you remember what I called the man? I have named him oft. Thaisa. 'Twas Helicnus then. Pericles. Still confirmation. Embrace him, dear Thaisa, this is he. Now do I long to hear how you were found, how possibly preserved, and who to thank, besides the gods, for this great miracle. Thaisa. Lord Serene, my lord, this man, through whom the gods have shown their power, that can, from first to last, resolve you. Pericles. Reverend sir. The gods can have no mortal officer. More like a god than you, will you deliver how this dead queen relives. Serene. I will, my lord. Beseech you, first go with me to my house, where shall be shown you all was found with her. How she came placed here in the temple. No needful thing omitted. Pericles. Pure Diane, bless thee for thy vision. I will offer night oblations to thee, Thaisa. This prince, the fair betrothed of your daughter, shall marry her at Pentapolis. And now this ornament makes me look dismal while I clip to form. And what this 14 years no razor touched, to grace thy marriage day, I'll beautify. Thaisa. Lord Serene hath letters of good credit, sir. My father's dead. Pericles. Heavens make a star of him, yet they're my queen. We'll celebrate their nuptials and ourselves will in that kingdom spend our following days. Our son and daughter shall in Tyre reign. Lord Serene, we do our longing stay. To hear the rest untold, Sir leads the way. Enter Gower. Gower. In Antiochus and his daughter you have heard. Of monstrous lust the due and just reward. In Pericles, his queen and daughter seen. Although assailed with fortune fierce and keen. Virtue preserved from fell destruction's blast. Led on by heaven, and crowned with joy at last. In Helicanus may you well descry. A figure of truth, of faith, of loyalty. In reverend Serene there well appears. The worth that learned charity I wears. For wicked Cleon and his wife, when fame had spread their cursed deed, the honored name of Pericles, to rage the city turn. That him and his they in his palace burn. The gods for murder seemed so content to punish, although not done but meant. So on your patience, evermore attending. New joy wait on you, here our play has ending.